State of the channel videos are annoying as hell when they drag on for 10 years, so let's try to lightning round this. First, where have I been? Working. Anywhere from 50 to 60 hours a week, and that's about to be jumping up to 70 because I'm about to be between jobs and working both of them at the same time. That's probably a weird way to word that, but that's where I've been. And when I have been playing video games, when I have had the spare time, I'm playing Tarkov, not Squad. I'm very burnt out on Squad. It's only partly to do with Squad gameplay loop. As you guys know, I complain about that every now and again, but it's mostly just to do with the fact that I put so many hours into that game. I am now incredibly burnt out and need a very long break, and that break is not going to end anytime soon. Unfortunately, I found myself in desperate need of that break shortly after announcing CMD, so topic number 2, CMD, yes, it's on hold, and yes, it's going to be on hold for a very long time. That is the opposite of what I wanted to do. I waited until I had it almost perfectly ready and everyone was playtesting it all the way through and we had some solid matches to work with, and then all I had to do was make a couple videos and post it, and that is exactly when I announced it, and that is exactly when I ran out of energy for Squad. So, my bad. It'll probably be up eventually, but don't hold your breath. Topic number 3, the most recent update, version 2.7. There's 2 things I need to address. First of all, people are asking my opinion on the re-implementation of Dead. I'm not going to explain what Dead is. If any of you were around pre-V13, you know. And almost everybody knows that V13 was the big update that released all of the casualization stuff, which included Dead, movement speed, buddy rally. And for me, personally, my opinion on the matter is that in my mind, the removal of Dead had a very minimal impact on gameplay and was largely an impact on how people perceived the game. It was a band-aid given to new players, and it was something that took away some immersive elements of the game, and consequently it got the label of a casualization type update, and people view it that way. And I feel like a lot of people overestimate the importance of the update and think that the re-edition of it is actually going to have a big impact on gameplay. For me personally, I'm thinking about this within the context of a small group of experienced players where you're either pushing to die to respawn, or if you actually have time to wait for a medic, you have time to get the full heal because you're working with tickets or you're working with area where you don't actually want to expand any further. You already have control of what you need. So the whole idea of dying because you're in a vulnerable state after being revived just fits in naturally with what's already trying to be achieved, which is fast-paced deaths or slow-paced life. Probably a weird way of explaining that, but like I said, I'm not letting this video drag on. So, on to the next topic, which is Squadlanes and the new RAS randomization thing that's scaring some people, myself included when I first saw it. But this appears to just be a way of generating the seed, which is what is generated before any of the RAS stuff is actually figured out. So each lane should have an equal chance of occurring. However, that is not always the case because computers are bad at randomly generating things. And the seeds for RAS were a particularly bad example. I think servers used to have to actually manually reset them, or at least I saw some discussion about something like that in the Squad modding Discord. If you actually want some more detailed information about how RAS seeds work, I would just ask somebody over there or ask somebody who knows more than me. But in the end of the day, the way that lanes are selected and the way that flags are selected within nodes is still 100% the same, but now it should be closer to truly random rather than certain objectives having a particular bias within a certain node or certain lanes having a bias within a certain map depending on what server you're on. At the very least, that's my understanding of how seeds were imperfect in the past and what the RAS seed does. There could be a little bit of misinformation in there. If anybody has a more technical answer, please leave it in the comments. For everybody else, I will pin it. Moving on to our final topic, I want to talk about the Steel Division mod kind of briefly, just because it's very popular right now. Everybody's playing it, and it looks really cool, I'm not going to lie. However, when it comes to mods for squads, there's a lot of wibkey mods, which is what I call mods that basically fall under the broad philosophy of wouldn't it be cool if? Wouldn't it be cool if night vision? Wouldn't it be cool if attack helicopters? Wouldn't it be cool if suppressed weapons? Wouldn't it be cool if day-night cycle? Right. It's these mods that just think about the content that they can add, and then they add it in a haphazard fashion to a vanilla game mode with absolutely no compensation for any new toys that are being implemented. Oftentimes, with things like ticket count or ticket value or respawn timer, is just an afterthought because they're focusing on the content, not the gameplay. This is almost every mod I've ever played for Squad, with very few exceptions. And until I play Steel Division and really am proven that it is something else, I'm just going to assume that it's toys thrown at Vanilla Squad, which in my mind is just a recipe for disaster. As I said, I have not played this mod. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it works. But I have my doubts, and personally, they were enough doubts not to get me interested in going back to Squad just to give this a try. So that's where I'm at with that. I'm only really throwing this in because I figure somebody will ask me about it in the comment section, not because I want to actually get my opinions out, since, of course, I have not played the mod. Anyway, that should be everything. I'll see you guys again in 6 months to 2 years. That was a joke, probably.